1-4 to retake the full bar at depression 1-4 Charlie. Alpha truck plus 2, proceed via Alpha South Perimeter Road at Delta and Charlie to departure runway 14. Get with all aircraft. Okay, with all aircraft is going to be Alpha South Road, Delta Charlie, departure 1-4, outside truck plus 2.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Very good. Audio panel is set. 134225. Just waiting for the other one to come on. Palm 1.
Naples ground, good morning, Jet Chair 703, on Echo 5, Alpha 5, excuse me, going over to Naples Aviation, please.
Transponder set.
Jet Chair 703, Naples ground, taxi parking via Alpha, look for the follow me, buddy. Okay, via Alpha, look for the follow me for Jet Chair 703, we appreciate you.
This is nice because I haven't done a ton of like pre-flight planning in my brain, so no, it's alright. It'll be good to be a bit more on your toes. Yeah, it's good.
It's almost like the unexpected.
Yep.
7 visibility 10, sky clear. 10, Visual approach in use, landing in higher runway 5. No firing, you caution for multiple construction cranes in the vicinity of the airport at 239 feet AGL. The south self-serve refueler is out of service. Use caution for those wildlife activity on and in the vicinity of the airport. Sky clear, temperature 10, dew point -02, altimeter 3044. Visual approach in use, landing and departing runway 5. Once airmen use caution for multiple construction cranes in the vicinity of the airport up to 239 feet AGL. The south self-serve refueler is out of service. Use caution for those wildlife activity on and in the vicinity of the airport. Ground control and clearance to Air combined on ground frequency 121.6 above you have Yankee. Maple Tower information, Yankee, time 1547. I'm going 26 at Alpha 5 going to Delta Hangars. PO 26 again? I'm at Alpha 5 need to go to the Delta Hangars. PO 26 proceed Alpha North Road, Delta to Delta Hangars. Alpha North Road, Delta 26.
There you go, Yankee. Runway 5, 30, 44. So let's just check 30, 44 over here. 4.2, 4.4. Hey. Happy to follow that. Altimeter set. Airspeed indicator set. Runway direction indicator set. Okay, I'm just going to check my brakes. Is that okay? Yep, you're good.
Another student just texted me, sorry.
That's fine, feel free. And yeah, happy with those brakes. Would you like to check?
Yes, sir.
Flight controls. Yeah, controls.
Fine, are good. Here are the controls.
Controls. Information, Yankee.
Naples ground at the 11 field truck up there back to GA. The 11 field truck proceed back to GA Delta North Road Alpha. Delta North Road Alpha at the 11 field truck. Skyline 2814 Romeo is at Alpha 5 for taxi. We have Yankee will be northeastbound. Grounding at 638 on Alpha 4 is in it. 638 Naples ground, taxi parking Alpha Tango, cross 14 at Alpha. Alpha Tango, cross 14 at Alpha, is 638. And calling VFR Northeast again, call sign? Yes, sir, Skyline 2814 Romeo. Yeah, Yankee. We're at Alpha 5. November 2814 Romeo, Naples ground runway 5, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Okay, runway 5 via Alpha, clear car 7414 low.
Is it there already?
Naples Tower, Air Center 75 at Air Center, taxiing to active for an eastbound departure with information Yankee.
What's the procedure?
Air Center 75, Naples ground runway 5, taxi via Alpha, and cross runway 4 at Alpha.
Runway 5, taxi via Alpha, cross 14 at Alpha, Air Center.
Procedure for what?
Just taxiing, kind of waiting for the radio and overtaking people and...
Well, I mean, like, overtake, you're always on the right, so if that's something you want to do, yes, you could do that. If you're on the ramp and you're referring to like a situation like this where you know how long they're going to be,
I could get them on the student radio, right?
yeah, you can always ask them and just say, you know, like, are you guys looking to get out of here, or, you know, you're going to be there a little bit. You can try to coordinate with them, or if you needed to, you can move off to the right side and kind of come out over on there and do what you got to do, but it's up to you on how you want to handle it. So, like, we know that if they're sitting here, they're probably getting ready to go just because that's what they do for us at our school. But if you got a different plane somewhere else in the world, and they're just sitting there and you don't know how long they're going to be, yeah, just go to the right. Yeah. If the right's available, obviously. Yep. And eastbound.
Naples ground Air Center 65 is at Air Center ramp with information Yankee requesting taxi for departure to the east. Air Center 65.
Air Center 65, Naples ground runway 5, taxi via Alpha, and cross runway 14 at Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha, cross runway 14 at Alpha. Air Center 65.
Here we go. Down 301 Charlie Golf on Charlie, going to right there. 301 Charlie Golf, Naples ground, taxi parking via Delta Bravo, and cross runway 14 at Delta. Via Delta Bravo, cross 14 at Delta, 301 Charlie Golf.
Checking right.
Outside, bro. Yes, sir, my location here in Charlie, direction 14. I will probably be here for about half hour, and we'll have the Charlie side blocked, just an FYI. 5, copy that, stay one. Naples ground 38, 38, bro. Over here, Alpha 5, I'd like to get over to Delta, be on the Delta hangar side, working on lips and signs. So as they exceed Alpha North from Delta, understand on the hangar side of Delta.
Taxiing, is it okay to have your heels on the ground, or do you want your heels up?
Delta, so the...
Oh, I mean, having them on the ground is fine. You just have to manage your speed.
Ground, train 2,
We'll see if I'm a little bit too fast, maybe
aviation
half on brakes, but you should like ride the brakes if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
Still in the to Mike Charlie.
I typically have it like here, closer to the ground, but that's just the and then I still
maintain 2,000, expect 11,010 minutes after. Departure frequency 124.12, squawk 74120. Alright, that's Golf Trend 280, Tango Mike, we're clear to Mike Trey after the appropriate radar vectors to Dylan Wapham, rides to arrival. 2001, 1,010 minutes, 12412, 7412. Yeah, come back, back is correct.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check 904, clear, Mr. Columbus. 904, Naples ground, you are cleared to Charlie, Mike Hotel Airport via Seashell 8 departure, Camjo transition, direct Berg with a double golf. Maintain 2,000, expect flight level 430 after 10, departure frequency 124.12, squawk 4163. Exit jet 904, clear to Columbus, hit the Seashell 8, Camjo transition, then direct to Berg, 2,000, expect 430 and 10, 124.12, and squawk 4163. Pineapple, your baggage ready. Foxtrot 348, Delta 5, going to Foxtrot. Foxtrot 348, Naples ground, taxi 2, parking via Delta Bravo. Delta Bravo.
This is a stronger wind, it's a rear quartering wind, so I'd want to turn away from it and dive.
If you have anything from the tail side, it's dive away, and if anything that's coming at you forward, it's dive towards.
Yeah. What's the name of that instructor?
Turkey.
Alrighty, let's go. Brake on. Throttle 1000. Fuel selector change to fullest tank, so fuel pump on. Fullest tank. Check the fuel pressure. There.
Fuel pump back off.
Fuel pump back off. Temps and pressures. Green, 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 green. That's good. Warning lights. Nope.
Ground flex jet 426 on Naples Aviation.
For warning lights, just make sure that
If I can get on the foot, me, buddy.
Test as well? Yep.
Flex jet 426.
And digital ones you don't need to test, right? You just look for...
Yeah.
Okay. So, 1000. Yep, seeing a drop.
Make sure it's at 2,000 RPM.
Sorry, I missed that. I jumped. Big ridge, throttle, 2000 RPM.
There you go.
There we go, let's do that again. Throttle, temps, pressures. Green, test. Warning light, test. Heartbeat. Right drop. Magnetos, left, right, both. Left. Right. Oh. Throttle. Idle, watching the low pressure down here, drop into the yellow. Happy with that, back up to 1000. I'm not getting down there anyways. Okay, mixture, not touching. Radios. Change over to tower. Clear that message because I just changed the fuel tank. Flight instruments. Check. Seatbelts are on. Rudder stabilizer flaps, so that is good. Trim, I've checked the trim already, that's good. Flaps, let's check the flaps. Yep. Flight controls. Bit of a... Okay. So if you have any issues at all on the runway before takeoff, we're going to look to it.
560 runway 5, quarter land. I'm going to have one Skylane departing ahead of your arrival.
Any significant issues? After rotation with available runway, we're going to look to land and get off the runway. If we're below 1,000 feet and there's no available runway, we're going to, and there's a significant engine failure or something, we're going to look to land straight ahead, not turning more than 30 degrees.
Coming off Romeo, where are you parking?
If we're above 1,000,
Naples Aviation here, right? Right turn out for 4, contact ground field. 442 down, Alpha Romeo. 2814 Romeo, runway 5, full length, clear for immediate takeoff, proceed on course. Okay, clear for immediate takeoff, cleared on course, 14 Romeo.
I'm going to taxi out there, get in line.
Good morning, Jet 252 with you. All right. Jet 252, Naples Tower number 2, following citation, traffic on 3 mile per hour, runway 5, clear to land. Number 2, clear to land, runway 5, Jet 252.
So, mixture full rich, throttle on the green, temps. Nope, that's not what I want to check.
Naples Tower, listener 75,
Seatbelts, rudder.
Alpha, ready for departure.
Before takeoff, fuel pump, landing lights, pitot heater, anti-collision.
Number 75, Naples Tower, hold short, runway 5, landing traffic.
Holding short of runway 5.
Hit that brake. Get yourself swivel on there. Naples Tower, Jet 829, visual on number 3, runway 5, going to Naples Aviation, good morning.
Jet 829, Naples Tower, good morning, report 5 mile final.
Report 5 mile final, Jet 829.
And 14 run, yeah, we're going to see us out on runway heading. You want us to maintain a 0-way fuel heading so we're out of the distance. No, I don't have any jets behind you, so your runway heading is fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And we're going to look to turn east. Check for traffic. Okay, there's a couple things coming in. So there's this one, another one.
Crypto 560, turn right, 1 able, contact ground point 6. Right, 1 able, the Alpha 5 or 0.6, crypto 560. Roger.
Is the stage 3, they're likely to pop any of the circuit breakers?
Could. No, I mean, you don't know. If anything, they'd probably pop it on the ground. I just want you to see if you catch it. I wouldn't put it past them to throw you a curveball, but I'd say it's a little unlikely. So just make sure that when you do the pre-play, it's thorough. I'll probably throw you some sort of small curveball somewhere, sometime, just see if you catch it. Let's see.
Up to 829, we'll have 1 Cherokee departing ahead of you, runway 5, clear to land.
Clear land, 1 ahead of us departing up to 829, we're 5 miles up, thanks.
It's a 252, turn right, Alpha 5, contact ground, see it.
Alpha 5, contact ground, to get 252.
I haven't heard them.
Center 75, turn right on course, runway 5, full length, clear for takeoff, no delay, traffic on 3 mile final.
Right on course, clear for takeoff, runway 5, no delay, Air Center 75.
No delay means now, there we go.
These brakes are touchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can move up a little bit more.
Naples Tower, SNS 65 is at runway 5, Alpha, ready for departure.
Center 65, Naples Tower, hold short, runway 5, landing traffic.
Holy short, runway 5.
Pull that out, man, there you go.
Stay down. How was your weekend?
Not bad. Not bad.
You have hobbies and stuff, or
Yeah, we went out and I did played some hockey. Just trying to get back into that again, so itching to get on the ice. Why don't we do a softball team on speed field take off with Yankee?
5420 Romeo, Naples Tower, another right down, runway 5, report midfield.
Right down, 5, report there.
Cross 25, no brakes, yoke fullback.
Yep.
And we're going to take off as soon as possible, and then hold it in ground effect, accelerate up to correct. Not sure what speed we're accelerating up.
So you're basically just trying to build airspeed. Once you get that nose off the ground, you're riding that wheel. And it comes off, you go into ground. There's going to be a point where this is one climb away from an N44. You forcing it down is like hard. Once you get to that point where you have sufficient speed, it just wants to get off the ground further, that's when you can go ahead and go. just looking for a sufficient speed, typically close to your climb out of 79, somewhere in there.
At 829, turn right when able, contact ground point 6. Already ground point 6 up to 829. Attention all aircraft, Naples information, Zulu current wind 010 at 7, altimeter 3042.
Thank you. No worries.
Center 65, runway 5, turn right on course, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Air Center 65.
And right on course, Air Center 65.
Pull back, hold the speed. Try to keep the nose light in this mud.
Yep. Really muddy runway we got here.
Yep, no brakes. Building power. Full power.
There's the nose. So hello, good morning. Number in the next just a little bit. There you go. You know, as soon as it wants to come up, you got to feel like transitioning there. Transition is effort. Get that nose back before in ground effect.
964 Alpha, Naples Tower, left Allen, runway 5, report midfield.
That's where it wants to climb. I'm in 05 and we report midfield. That's it. The point is, you just, as soon as it wants to come off, it's like over the first
3 o'clock, 5 miles, southeast 4,000 is a citation.
First stage of flaps.
negative contact on traffic.
Looking for 79.
733 Lima, November, Naples Tower, are you ready? If they're ready to go, Lima, November. 733 Lima, November, turn right on course, runway 5, clear for takeoff.
Okay, we're that's nice. Turn right on course. Perfect. Get that seating position just whoop.
Too far. 4 Alpha, how many touching goes are you looking for?
Look at these 2 touching goes and then start back up to the air.
1,000 feet, so fuel pump will come off.
944 Whiskey, runway 5, put it in.
Terms and pressures are going down.
944 Echo Whiskey.
Climbing too much, just gonna do it back, that's confusing me.
Keep going all the way up to 25.
Air Center 65, traffic near the toll booth, westbound 1,100, inbound for the right downwind.
Looking for traffic, Air Center 65.
5420 Romeo, traffic 12 o'clock, about 3 miles eastbound, climbing at 1,400.
Just keep a little bit off on these heading on the left side.
20 Romeo, what's your type aircraft?
You got him?
I'll see if I can spot him 122.
20 Romeo, you can start descending the pattern altitude, that traffic's above 1,500 now.
Descend the pattern altitude to Romeo.
733 Lima, November. When you turn eastbound, remain north of the interstate that's going eastbound as well.
That's the toll booth over there, right?
If we're remain north, yep. The eastbound interstate.
In fact, you can turn back east.
Turn back east.
553 Tango Sierra, switch to initial roll up by 5. 553 Tango Sierra, Naples Tower, report 5 mile final. 53 Tango Sierra, roger.
And tires 965, traffic sign, no factor.
Roger.
I feel like my mic is cutting in and out a little bit.
20 Romeo, additional traffic, 1 o'clock, 1 mile, 1,400.
I'm up brain.
3 Lima, November, traffic, 1 o'clock, 1 mile, Skyhawk, 1,000 feet. Keep an eye out, 3 Lima, November.
There's only have traffic there.
Roger. 964 Alpha, Alpha number 2, following a light civil aircraft on a mile final runway 5, clear touch and go, then make left.
500. Oh, there's nothing in there. I haven't had one of these, so.
No. Hey, pitch. Power. And we'll keep us going east here. Pitch. Power.
No trim. So to get east, I want my dot on the E.
That's if you want your ground track to be east. If you're heading,
number 2 now following the shoreline on the left.
we're expecting you're heading to be whatever they ask you to be. Ground track is not what you follow. So you do it to go across country. Yes, because that's actually where you're tracking across the ground where you want to go. So right now, this is fine, because you're correcting for the wind. But if it was ATC saying, yeah, turn right 090, we'll expect you to be 090. And if they want any other changes, they'll just tell you. Sure. Because they can't factor in your ground track at different altitudes.
The whiskey, where you parking? Let the whiskeys to Lexington today. Alright, left there and contact ground, thanks.
It was a bumpy day today.
0.6. 5420 Romeo will be number 2 flying twin Cessna traffic on a 3-mile final just slightly offshore. Look for that traffic. 20 Romeo, traffic cut. 20 Romeo, roger, number 3 behind the twin Cessna runway 5, clear to land.
Visually, I also know this road is east-west, so...
Pittsburgh Jet 80s on the...
You can set us direct to Immokalee, like we're going to proceed on course, so go ahead and just use the GPS and say you want to plug in direct to Immokalee. Yep. So what you can do is kind of go back to the page you just had. Yep. Keep going. There you go. Now press inwards on the small knob, and then use the large knob to scroll down till you find Immokalee Airport, which is K-I-M-M.
20 Romeo, follow that twin Cessna closely. You're inside jet traffic on a 9-mile final.
Now you can get yourself on course there.
20 miles. So AWAS is 18525. Just get that all set up.
Sure.
Alpha, extend your upwind 1 mile, then you can turn left crosswind. I feel like extend outwind to 1 mile and just cross that one.
We can turn 4 Alpha. This guy off now too.
VTOL is 112.9.
You got a jet passing right over us.
Very nice. I read that wrong. 122. Yeah.
All right.
Is it better not to trim too much when it's a bit bumpy? You kind of fly a bit more with the yoke, or?
Not necessarily. I mean, the bumps are going to happen regardless, and the plane will oscillate and kind of come back around, you know, once you get through whatever the choppy area is. So I would always just trim like you normally do, and then let the plane oscillate.
So I'm not super familiar with Immokalee. As we fly, I'm just going to check the runways are
Sure.
09 and 36.
Okay.
The wasn't much wind when we left. We were on a 0.5, so 90 is the closest to the one we left, but I'll check in with AWAS and just hear if anyone's landing there and stuff, or the winds and stuff first.
Sure. Wind 330 at 9 knot. Peak gust 14.
330.
Wind variable between 290 and 360. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions.
Okay, 30. 36 is probably the closest to that one. I would concur. And I'll just get that in so I have it in the back of my mind. That's a north heading, which is nice and easy.
Okay, so let's just say as you're flying out there, you notice that there's a cloud layer forming up to your right. It's moving from right to left. It's in about a diagonal line, maybe about a mile off your wing.
Yep.
It's low level. You can tell it's definitely going to go IFR before you get there. Turning around won't do you much good because it's moving inland and you're kind of right in line with Immokalee, Marco, and Naples. So what are your options?
Okay, I got KRSW, which is over to the north, LaBelle. KRSW is probably the safest one because LaBelle is kind of in the same line of this problem.
Okay.
KRSW is my next best option.
Sounds good. All right, so if you were to divert or initiate a diversion to RSW, what would you want to do?
I want to get the distance. So I don't know if I'm allowed to use my thing or not, but we'll just do this because I haven't done
For
it.
the ACS, they say use rule of thumb. So if you have an iPad, by all means.
Okay, so we got 21 miles to RSW, somewhere over there.
From our cutoff position.
Yes. Feels a bit close. That feels wrong.
You mapped it between Immokalee and RSW. It's similar, but just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. So 19.9.
Okay. 20 miles, give or take.
151 magnetic.
Okay.
And does that take into consideration variation?
If you're talking about magnetic, yes. If that's what you're getting off a 4 flight, then that is considered variation.
It's checked all that out. Yeah. So yeah, 100. About 20 miles, 13 minutes, just about 2 gallons of fuel. So that's all very doable.
Okay. So we now have established that we could get there. Yep. What sort of frequencies would you have to contact, and in what order?
Okay, it's been a while, so it's a class Charlie, so we can't just enter. But we need permission. We need two-way radio contact. I had to contact Fort Myers approach. Sorry, South RSW approach. And I'm not sure how I would get that without having pre-planned. I can look through my notes and stuff.
Well, you have.
I've got the tower here.
Okay.
I've got ATIS.
If you click on RSW, you can pull up the different approach frequencies.
Yep.
So, depending on where you are, you would contact a specific approach. So we are somewhere in the range of, between south and, let's see here, south and 090. What's in that range?
120, 150. So you go 4 miles approach, 121 to 180. So that would be 124, 125.
Yep, there you go. So you would call them. Yep. Let them know that you would like to proceed inbound with whatever current information, so you get the ATIS. Yep. For a full stop landing, and they would hand you off to your tower. In which case, you want to approach the tower and then tower to ground. So, same thing as you would when you're entering Naples. You have to hear and establish two-way radio communication with a transponder for Charlie, except you're going to be contacting approach first, not tower. That doesn't mean you can't just call tower. You can call tower, but they'll probably send you to approach. So, if there was a dire situation where all you had was the paper map, you didn't have full flight available, you don't know what approach is, call tower, and just say, hey, I'm this far away from the airport, like to proceed inbound for a full stop landing. The worst they're going to do is say contact approach on this frequency. So,
Sounds good.
Okay. Like one of these flights will do a full diversion, so I'll have you plan like a cross country to Lapel or wherever, and then we'll just proceed like we're going there. And at some point, we'll divert into RSW, do the full diversion, and then come back. But since for today we're going to work on some landings, the diversion takes a little while. So. Yep. All right. So let's proceed to Immokalee. Let's see the landings at Immokalee.
Yeah, I can see Immokalee over there. I can see a runway. Pretty much we're almost lined up with runway 36. Okay. So I'm going to just go left a bit so I can enter in a 45 downwind. Okay. First 7 miles out of something, I'm going to start communicating.
Okay. So you're going to
just hear what's on the traffic.
Sure.
If there's other planes there.
All right. Switch to COM 1.
Yeah. Not hearing many people, so I'm just gonna speak in.
Sure thing.
Luckily, Air Center 65 is 7 miles to your southeast. Can you hear me?
Dave.
Test. Hey. I can't hear anything. Is there a reason I can't? Is there a reason I can't hear anything?
You gotta hear yourself? Hello. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, no, you said you broadcasting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and you're southwest. Yep. So you're 6 miles southwest. You're going to be entering a left downwind runway 36, 745. Yep.
Luckily, traffic Air Center 65 is 6 miles to the southwest, planning to enter for a 45 degrees left downwind runway 36 in Immokalee. So I'm just going to fly up a little bit and then come back in a 45.
That works. So you just want to be hitting traffic higher altitude as you're turn into it.
That's, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, that was weird. Your mic was, like, you were broadcasting. I could hear you. Taking runway 36, you said? Okay.
Immokalee, traffic runway 351 with 5 miles to the northeast, inbound runway 36, and all the flight is filled to join 36, Immokalee.
Okay, we got a bunch of people coming in, so
Sounds like
my
it.
attention's in a second. Right now we are to the west.
And he said he's going to overfly, so...
Yeah, I'm just going to drop a bit. It's quite a lot of dropping. 5 miles. But I've seen some traffic. I'm just going to communicate again. Not that I need to, but just they weren't there earlier.
Sure.
Just lets everyone know the plan.
You just let them know you're directly west of the airport, and exactly what you're setting up for.
Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is 5 miles west of Immokalee, planning to enter 45 degrees on a left downwind for runway 36, Immokalee. So I'm still dropping, which is nice. Over Lake Trafford.
Immokalee traffic, Cessna 6595 gives departure leg runway 36, away flight for departure south, Immokalee traffic.
A real turn.
So he's got to turn towards you.
32 miles to the northeast, looking for the departure leg traffic, inbound. Yeah, do you want to do clearing site? 1,500.
Do a diversion, I'll do it without the iPad because I think it's a little bit...
Sure. Yeah, when we do the full one.
Yeah,
That's cool. That works for me.
more of a headache.
Yeah. Give yourself a little bit more of a challenge.
But yep.
What kind of landing would you like to do here? Just a regular one? Or?
We'll start off with a regular and we'll break into the others.
But yep.
just past the end of the runway and then start to make my turn.
Works for me.
Traffic 3, T1 Victor is 1 mile to the east, all flight is 1,500, gonna do the right, steered up to the left downwind, 36 Immokalee.
Right tear up for left downwind. Be quiet, or is that Immokalee traffic? That's a little bit quiet.
Is starting to feel to the south, Immokalee traffic.
Okay, I'm going to make my turn.
All right.
A little bit high, 200 feet. Turn. Speed is good.
He's going to do a right teardrop, he said, so look out for him.
Yep.
Should be just over the airfield right now.
You can see him?
I can't see him not yet. Let me try. That mic button is not working.
Okay, so I'll just tell him I'm...
Yep, you have to tell him.
Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is just about on the 45. The downwind, left downwind, runway 65, Immokalee.
536.
Air Center, runway 36, Air Center, Immokalee.
Should be
900 feet.
above us. He's doing a right teardrop, so.
Okay, so we're a little bit low. I'm going to pull up a little bit.
This mic button does not work.
Okay. 1,000 footers. Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is entering the left downwind runway 36, Immokalee.
Immokalee traffic, RV 915 Papa supporting 360 straight out.
Alright.
Set yourself up.
Okay, let's pull back. Let's get our airspeed down a bit. I'm going to do the first stage of flaps when I get 45 degrees back there.
Yeah, you can put the first one in early. As soon as you start that power roll back, that's where you want to put that first one in.
Okay. 45 degrees, I'm making my turn. Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is turn left face, runway 36, Immokalee.
Traffic 321 Victor is 2 miles on the 45, allowing to join left downwind 36 Immokalee.
Somebody behind us. That's nice. What we got? 85. Power. Feel like we're a little bit high.
Yeah, that second flap.
Turning into our 80. Yeah.
Immokalee traffic, RV 915 Papa. Plan for 360 25.
Coordinated turn. Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is turning into the final for runway 36, Immokalee.
Alright, traffic 321 Victor is that center line, 36 full stop Immokalee.
Okay, I'm gonna do
There you go.
full flaps because I feel we're high. Take out some power. Add in a little bit of power while we drop.
Yourself coming down, still high.
We're just up all right.
Yep.
5. Go pretty high.
Traffic 321 Victor is turning left face 36 Immokalee.
Alright, power way out. Get that flare, get the flare, get the flare, get the flare. There you go. So when you're really slow like that, you kind of have to add a little bit more into the flare.
Flaps down. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that felt like is that because of the wind or?
No. Give yourself full power.
Full power.
When you're slow like that, your sink rate is a lot higher, and there's not a whole lot of speed to carry you in that float. So when you flare, it doesn't exactly like block you from continuing to come down. So you have to kind of almost keep that flare coming consistently for it to touch down soft, which you did fine. It's just make note that the slower you are, the more dramatic that flare is going to have to be if you don't want to just smack. Yep. Or you just have less airspeed. You're not going to be able to ride that cushion or have enough speed to make it float down the runway.
Let's see the traffic, Cessna 614, the Whiskey Mama, maneuvering at 3,000 feet, 10 south of the field.
Let's try to make a radio call, see if this works. Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65, we have clear, runway 36, remaining left pattern, runway 36, Immokalee. Alright, so that works if I hold it down long enough. Something's up with this thing though.
Okay, 700, turning left.
Let's do a short field on this one.
Short field.
So exactly what you did actually would have been great for a short field.
What do you want me to touch down on?
Let's do the 1,000 footers.
Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is turning left downwind, runway 36, Immokalee. So, 1,000 feet. I'm going to keep the fuel pump on because we're going to sit in the pattern. Bring the power back. Like that might be a little bit on the close side to the airport.
Oh no, looks alright. It's a great sight picture.
Okay, so we need to just get over this obstacle and then come and touch down nicely on the 1,000 footers.
Correct. I will clear you once you're over the obstacle. So remain high. You got to be at least, I think it's 150 feet above your obstacle prior to, in which case I will then say clear of the obstacle and you can get yourself down. So you want to come in high on this.
Pump on.
Ironically, what you did just before would have been picture perfect for a short field. If we had a point to specify, but
Too bad it wasn't intentional. Good. So 1,000 footers. I'm going to just bring the power back a little bit.
sure.
It's actually soft.
It was. It was short and soft. It was kind of everything combined.
Charlie picking up from the field control ramp runway 32 to the west from you.
My aiming point here, my looking back to the end of the runway here, Jack.
Down in runway 36, Mike.
Alright. Let them know your turn base.
Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is turning left base runway 36, Immokalee.
One Victor.
Again, I feel like I'm high.
Yep. So now you can add that second flaw.
What's that noise?
That's just the mic. I think someone's getting stuck.
Okay. Keep on the airspeed.
So you're definitely high here.
Yep, I'm going to do full flaps just to get low. Could slip it, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely slippable right here for sure. So full flaps?
Full flaps. Yep. And then I can't remember how to slip it.
So it's opposite air and opposite rudder. Yeah, into the wind. So you're going to go here and push that rudder all the way. Keep that nose down. Now you can see the airspeed's not moving. Yep. So we're not picking up airspeed, but we are sinking like a rock. Look at our feet per minute. We're 1,500 feet per minute. Okay. And then slowly bring it on out. Perfect. Alright, I'll let you know when you clear the obstacle. We are well above. And clear the obstacle. Sure. So now hit the ground first. bit slower airspeed on this guy, so make sure you give yourself a little bit of power if you think you're going to be short, so that way you don't miss the point. A little bit of power. Not going to have enough on the floor on this one. Give it a power. Give it a power. Max brakes. Declaring max brakes. Flaps down.
And that was a bit of a heavier landing.
Alright. Good. Good. Alright, so. Bit heavy? Yeah, a little bit. Full power. Full power. 60, rotate. Flaps are down. Alright, stretch, fuel pumps on. So I'm going to demo one here. Just so that way you kind of get a feel for the sight picture. First thing with the short field is your aiming point, right? So if you're trying to look at the 1,000 footers and that's where you want to be down at, you know you're going to come in on the slower side, somewhere between 60 and 65. So your flare and your actual float over the runway is going to be very minimal. Just because we talked about last time, when you have less speed, that float is a lot less. So you can anticipate moving that aiming point marker closer to your point. So what I would do is if you look at the 1,000 footers, I do about one runway stripe before it. That's where I'm aiming.
As your full aiming point from the beginning.
Yep, okay, that's where I'm aiming. So I'm coming down. When I initiate that round out, because I'm slow, by the time I round out, clear 36, running left pattern, forward 369, 965, that's right. Roger, I'm just, I just want to midfield now, I want that 500, and before we take that down into 36, if you tell me, yeah, verify. We're coming around, I'll take a look clear to see if I can get you inside. You want to slide in behind us, or do you want us to extend up? You go ahead, this one will margin. Roger, roger. We'll stay at 1,000. 1,000. Lower. Turning left. Hold on.
I see him there.
You?
Yep. He's almost above the runway.
Yeah, sure.
He's a little higher than us.
Yeah, market traffic, 65. We got you in sight. We'll pass on you right around 1,000, and we'll just follow behind us for spacing. Yeah, we'll drop up a bit. Alright, let's get the power back a little bit. Alright, my controls here. You have controls. Alright. So we hit the landing, but it was a little bit rough. It wasn't the most smooth, but the soft fields aren't supposed to be these, buttery smooth landings. You're supposed to get it down on a point. So the landing is always going to be a little bit more firm. There's my beam point, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in my first notch. We're below 103. And now I've started the descent. Holy I'm filming a right take off to the left down and 3-face market. And if you want to make the base call, because my mic's being weird, once I start turning, so just give me a sec. Thermals are keeping us high. Alright, go ahead and let me turn base.
Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is turning left base runway 36, Immokalee.
Perfect. Fuel traffic, we're wide another 2 miles southeast over flying field. So I'm using the road as my obstacle. I'm going to go and get my second flap in. Getting that descent all the way down. Now, I don't want to come over this thing super, super high, but I just want to make sure that I have enough space to clear the obstacle, right? Right. Right around here, this looks about right. Enough to where it's like, yeah, we're high, but not enough to where it's unrecoverable, right? Right. And now I'm working that center line, because now we're on final. See the traffic. Fire lane 614 Whiskey Mike is 4 south. It will be going to lower coast and the powder to
Immokalee traffic, Air Center 65 is on final runway 36, Immokalee.
There you go. Alright. Yeah, you can feel that sink when you come in. As soon as we start to slow down, there's that sink. Alright, and we are clear the obstacle. So now I'm cutting that power, getting myself to come down. I'm looking at my point, that first runway stripe. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. Myself slow down just a little bit more.
Looking at the first one before the 1,000 footers, or the,
Yeah, roughly.
that's what you're aiming for?
So I can feel myself not wanting to make this right there, so I'm going to bump that power just before I start coming down a little bit more, because here comes that airspeed as we get slower and slower and slower, and now I'm cutting all that power, because this flare is going to be very, very minimal. And we're down. Maximum simulated braking, flaps are all the way out, and away. So you see how managing that airspeed a little bit higher, kind of taking your point. A little bit of a left to right, to the right, I'm sorry. Okay, as I was saying. So, manipulating that airspeed and expecting it. I'll give you the controls as well, so your controls. Controls. When you're slowing down, you know that flare is going to be minimal, so aim just slightly before it. Give yourself enough speed to, actually get to the point where you want to be, but if you're too fast, you're going to float beyond, and if you're too slow, recognize that you'll have to add that power sooner rather than when you get into the flare. So you saw how we started sinking, and it was like, okay, I wouldn't make that point. So before I even got down there, I started to add a little bit of that power, and we only got back to about 65 knots, so it wasn't crazy high. But by the time I gave it that power and put it back out, we were right on where we needed to be, right about 60 knots, flared out, and as soon as I flared, before we even got past the end of the 1,000 footers, we were down. So, thank you, Cole. Go for it.
Onto the traffic, guys, center 65 is turning left crosswind, staying in the pattern, runway 36, Immokalee.
So it's a little bit of a recognition of where's that sink going to take you, because you're going to be slow, feel it out, and if you know, like if you see yourself coming down, you're like that sight picture starts to rise on you, give it a little bit of power, float it a little bit if you need to, but don't wait for the last minute, because if you come down over the runway, and you're short, you're really going to get a lot of power to try to get it, and that's where you can get into the situation where you start getting too fast, and the float doesn't come down, so it's micro adjustments with the power all the way down. So maintain a steady distribution. Just to be able to keep your sight picture at the point where you need to be. Because if you're slower, that sink is going to keep you coming down a lot faster, right? So that's why we stay high until we get to the point where, you're clear of the obstacle. And theoretically, if you're on your speed, you should be able to sink basically right to your point. And that's where you have to start manipulating power to be able to be like, okay, how do I look from my current position? Do I need to add or take away? How's my speed? Where am I anticipating to land? And it's all kind of a field process at that point.
Back on the power.
And you can put that first flap in.
I'm rolling to the end of 36, so I'm fairly well on the market.
We're high, so I'm just cutting out a bit more power. I got that runway behind me, I'm making my turn. Nice call. Immokalee traffic air center 65 is turning left base for runway 36, Immokalee.
Looking good. Good. Now this is the sight picture I like right here. You're not crazy high, but you're high enough to be like, okay, I would clear an obstacle, this looks good.
Still on the runway, that guy. It's okay to come in, I guess.
He'll get off before you get there.
Okay, where are we at?
Get that second flap in there.
Immokalee traffic air center 65 is turning final runway 36, Immokalee.
Make that turn a little bit softer when you're coming in on base to final. So not too much bank. If you get the wind coming off from left to right, if you give it just a little bit of bank, it'll push you right onto the final. Then you don't have to have a side step that we want.
X-ray is 5 miles southwest, going to be joining a left base for 36, Immokalee.
Oh, nice. Good accent.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so we are over the runway 350.
That'll be a short final. Yep. Just the one Immokalee, now your short final.
Immokalee traffic air center 65 on a short final, Immokalee. Runway 36. Okay, aim point. Sorry, let me just focus on this.
There you go, good catch. Now start pulling that power out. Keep that nose down. See how you're fast? Now you gotta come down a little bit sooner, pull all that power out. Here, because here's that float.
Max brakes, flap 0. I'm simulating max brakes, I'm not.
Yep.
Negative 7-1 exit.
Alright.
Marco.
Full throttle.
Negative 7-1 exit.
That was a bit better.
That was much better.
This area?
Okay, 60, rotate.
On route to Marco, but fuel's getting low.
Now you recognize that that point was, your aiming point was sliding up on you, so you had to give it that power, which was good. That was a lot of good wind right there.
Big bird there. Hey, climbing. Immokalee traffic, center 65 is upwind, runway 36, staying in the pattern. Left, Immokalee.
I think what we'll do, I was going to say, it's 12:30, we probably should just start heading back, and then we'll do a soft field back at Naples.
Sounds good.
So just let me know that, actually, just let me know that actually you're going to depart to the
Saturday on a left base for 36 Immokalee.
He's behind us anyways.
Yeah, you're good.
Immokalee traffic, air center 65 is going to depart to the southwest for Naples, Immokalee.
Clear traffic, Immokalee 50 correct, 4 miles, I think will be transitioning from north, I'm sorry, from south to north.
So that last one was good. You recognized that you were going to be short there. You added that power, but you got to be careful when you add that power because you saw that we picked up a lot of speed. You know, if you start picking up speed, then your flare is going to be longer, so you have to get down sooner. So there's kind of like a give and take with the flare. If you're slow and you're coming down to your point, you know that flare is going to be very minimal, so you can kind of afford to almost come down just before it and then roughly smack the point. But you have to get down a bit sooner, pull that power sooner, and start to bleed off that airspeed while in ground effect, because if you try to round out, where your original aim point was, if you had that speed, you're going to float beyond your standards for Osaka, which is plus 200 feet. Yep. The goal is, if you're going to be doing a short field, never be short of the point. So you have -0 plus 200. You got a little bit of room to float beyond, but don't be short. So say, for example, you're on the check ride. That's what it's down to DP at There you go.
I was just there.
Go back up. There you go.
Correct.
Yeah. So when you're on the check ride, don't be short. Yeah, don't be short. And with the DPE, it's up to interpretation, right? So let's say you had a really, really good flight. Everything's perfect. The soft field, if you floated a little bit right to the edge of 200, he'll probably give it to you. But if you land short, that's an immediate, he can't give it to you. So if it's going to be something, give it where it'll be a little bit long. Don't be short.
Yeah, and if I'm all over, it's a go around, yeah?
Yeah. If it's totally botched, or for example, you hit a good gust and things just seem unstable, no shame in going around. But you got to make that call prior to really getting into the flare, barring something happening when you're in the flare. Because if it just looks like you get down there and then you just go around if you're not going to make your point, that's not going to work the best. They may not give you another chance at the safest point or whatever. No, it's just they may not give you another chance at the software. You kind of get, depends on the DP. If there was a legitimate reason for you to go around, that was like, oh, you hit a gust, or there was something on the runway, or whatever, whatever the reason is, then they'll give you another shot. If you're coming down and you're good, and you just blatantly miss the point and decide to go around, he's going to be like, you did that because you were going to miss your point.
For sure.
Alright, so we got, why don't you do 30 degrees to the left, we got Alpha Charlie coming into Immokalee.
Traffic 7 X-ray, clear of 36, taxiing back to the ramp on Charlie, Immokalee.
Direction.
2-1 right now.
Alright. Right, but that is the 327 on the left base to 32.
contact at 327 Naples Tower, runway 32, clear line.
32, clear 327.
Just kind of getting set up.
Just seeing if...
Can I get the H's?
Yeah, go for it.
Pushing you runway 32. Use caution for birds and wildlife on in the vicinity of the airport. Ground control and clearance delivery are combined on frequency 121.6. In NOTAMs, multiple cranes out of below 239 feet deep in. Short of Bravo 4 Based on initial contact, you current 1707 is clear. 2041. Just reporting you runway 32. Just caution for right on. Get there. Trajectory 44 on 30, runway 121.6. 5 Kilo Whiskey ready in sequence, or you need a minute? 5 Kilo Whiskey, hold for only 32, jet fuel now.
Oh, you have 32.
32, yeah, so I'm going to the south.
So the wind's exactly 32, is that what they were?
I missed it, that's what, I had some, sorry.
11 2.0. Keep going, get out of the way. On in the vicinity of the airport. Ground control and clearance delivery are combined on frequency 121.6. In NOTAMs, multiple cranes out of below 239 feet ATL in the south refueler is out of service. Advised on initial contact, you have Alpha. Information Alpha current time is 107G, that's the observation. Then it's 320 at 1.
32, it's nice.
Hold on, 390, minutes at this touch, please, 1.4.12 and 12, 6, 5, 6, 4, 7.
Tower Aircenter 75 is 8 miles to the south of destination Alpha.
Sure, 75, Roger. Let's see, we got Cherokee traffic at 1 o'clock, 3 miles, coming on to the final, still talking to approach, continuing down.
She have a request Did she have a request there or no?
No, she just was asking to come in and then they were like, someone else is on approach, so, you know, coming in the same thing. You can keep your speed up again, just retrim.
Well,
5, we are 10 to the south, 2,300 feet, and down full stop, information.
Sure, 5, I think you're just outside my coverage, give it about 3 or 4 miles and try me again.
Naples Tower, November 43224, visual, runway 32.
43224, Naples Tower, Roger, just verify full stop.
Full stop, 43224.
43224, continue straight in, report a 2 mile final.
Report the 2 mile final, 43224.
Alright. Cherry 44, contact for Marshall Park, happy day.
Happy day.
I'll wait till about 12.
I would say 10, yeah. But if you really want to see what they can do, what I would do here, personally, is I would find the highway and keep tracking until you hit it, and then report when you're close to the toll booth. Because then you're not like super far away, they know exactly where you're at, pinpoint, and they can say, like, okay, they'll probably give you a right base for 3.5 or 3.2. I'm just thinking in terms of efficiency. If you call up at 10 miles, they're going to put you on a right base or a right down for 3.2, which you're going to be, you have to go all the way in and come all the way back. Versus if you just report over the toll booth, it's basically just, you're already on the base. So going in at that 3.0.
Taking my spot.
Going at that 3.0.
1.6, happy day. Idaho 3-1, number 1 all set. 26 Romeo Foxtrot, you're number 1.
Hey, I'm ready. Yeah, Idaho 31, we're ready in order. And 26 Romeo Fox ready.
It's going to be a minute. Hold short runway 30, with approach, coordinating.
Open short.
So, just like my head in the game, 3-2.
Full stop, correct?
Full 3-2 Alpha.
We're going to Naples aviation.
So you want to So you want to... So what are we doing?
32, 4, immediate takeoff.
I got 32 immediately straight out. This is Charlie Fox.
So worse is when you land, you don't know whether to turn left or right.
Helicopter 33, my claim on the Naples aviation lab information Alpha, requesting an Alpha taxi way closer to the east.
Helicopter 32, my claim, my name is Roger, turn around, one short of Alpha.
Alpha, short of Alpha, 8 to the south, 2,200 feet, and up top of Alpha.
Bye-bye, Roger, structure descent down towards 1,500, I got traffic, 3 south of the airport, 26 southbound.
Descend a little bit. I want to hit there like 2.5 or something.
Sure.
Tango from 4324, clear to land.
2 tower, 32 clear to land.
Clear to land.
I see it on the map. Oh, that's the highway?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I was looking for going that way, so that's good. Message. Fuel pump on. Change fuel tanks. Message. Fuel pump off.
Naples 75 on about a 2.5 mile final. We have landing traffic in sight.
75 Roger.
We're going to be landing that way, right?
Yep, you can see the airport over there.
Yeah.
You land kind of. Yeah.
We'll be turning right on.
Sure. So what I would do once you hit, 10 miles or 8 shot of 10 miles, I would say that you are 9 miles to the east of the field, approaching the toll booth, inbound full stop with information Alpha.
Hey, we're about 10 miles now.
Wait till it gets a little bit below 10.
I was going to maintain my descent.
Remember, 26, Romeo Foxtrot, contact the launch puncher, signal. Romeo Foxtrot.
Naples Tower, 75, looking for landing clear.
75, runway 32, clear to land.
32, clear to land, 75.
Alright, Greg, you are 9 miles to the east, approaching the toll booth, information Alpha, and down full stop.
Naples Tower, Center 65, 9 miles to the east, approaching toll booth, looking for a full stop, information Alpha.
November 81, Foxtrot at Naples Tower. Circle south of the field for runway 32, downwind for runway 32, report circling.
Circle south of the field for 32, report circling, 81, Foxtrot.
Naples Tower, Center 65 is 9 miles east to just above toll booth, requesting a full stop with information Alpha. Center 65.
5, Naples Tower reported midfield, right downwind for runway 32.
Let's put right downwind 32.
Midfield, right downwind, runway 32, Center 65.
Alright, so proceed. Try to get the base, they're not going to let you, so I'm going to aim towards the end of 2-3. Follow this canal, we'll take you right there.
Right turn at Alpha, contact ground, point 6.
Right at Alpha, contact
So I'm going to get aim over there,
Turn in, come back, slide down this
so
runway.
stay on the north side of this canal, and then you'll be able to swoop in.
Yeah. Kind of like, almost doing like a 180 at the end of the
pretty
runway.
much.
Naples Tower, North American 28941, ready on 32 for departure, southbound.
Gotcha.
Tower, right on course, runway 32, quick take up the other way. Just going over way, right on course.
I'm doing like 84 knots.
That's pretty much ready in order.
3-1, Nick, ready.
As I said.
We have to wait for approach to give us releases, so we get some outages, sorry.
The radio's been a bit funny today.
Yeah.
I was final 432.
55, runway 32, clear to land.
Get less of the base, don't make this go all the way.
Nice to do a different runway, just kind of mess with my head a bit. Yeah.
November 941, make a left turn. What altitude were you planning? 941, say again, altitude? 1,000. 941, climb to 1,500. We have traffic inbound from the southwest. Report that traffic inside. November 941 flight westbound until exiting the Delta with that traffic inbound.
We have a nice hockey field here.
Yeah, over at the Hertz Arena. Not bad, we got a few rinks.
I'm slipping and I do it the wrong way around.
Contact ground point 6, thank you.
What will I feel? What do you mean if you do it the wrong way around? Wind's coming straight from that direction, and I kind of slip in that direction.
You're just going to be blown away.
So I feel I'm just moving.
Idaho 3
Yeah, because the wind might turn your wind, because the wind does push you off the course. That you turn away from the wind, you're just going to get blown away from the runway.
32 Idaho 31.
I don't think you necessarily would feel anything different. You just would notice that the center line would just start to leave. That's why it's important for you to go, okay, where's the wind coming from? If it's off your right or off your left, just turn into the wind with the airline.
All American 28941 maintains
VSQ here, so you're sitting at 1,000 feet high. You want a pre-landing checklist?
Tower 7737 Romeo Tango. Holy shit, let me do that. Bravo, ready to go. Cessna 7372 Romeo Tango, runway 32 Bravo.
Also more power as well.
Runway 32 Bravo, Romeo Tango.
Missing the brakes, they're good. Quickly jump over here.
Oh, even more power. But we'll start your turn in. That turn coming.
Tower, good up there. Get up 6-1 information now. Up 10 to the south.
Get up 6-1, Naval Tower. Report 4 miles south for the left base, runway 32.
Keep yourself coming down a little bit.
Idaho 31, contact Omar Service report.
Turn left base.
Right base.
Circle lane 252.
Okay, 1 Foxtrot, runway 32, clear land.
And you can run that.
Naples Tower, Center 65 is midfield right down on runway 32. Center 65.
Center 65, extending down when I'll call your base.
Extending down on Yokohama base, Center 65.
Alright.
Traffic. See the traffic there?
Get up 6-1, traffic at 10 o'clock, eastbound, 1 mile, 1,800 feet. Now the traffic's at 2,800. 6-1, roger, traffic is heading to your left there.
we have the traffic in sight. Get up 61.
Get up 61, copy traffic control, thank you. S755, make a left 360 for station.
S765.
S765 affirmative.
Making left traffic, S965.
Nope. Left 360 or 765.
Alright, yeah, that's fine.
You said 55.
Naples Tower, flight 612. On the left base, about 5 miles or so for 32.
Section 612, Naples Tower, number 2, front traffic, short final, runway 32, clear to land.
Land 32, copy.
Yeah, I saw that other plane next to us.
Tower, get up 61. Do you want to follow that traffic?
Get up 61, affirmative, you're number 2.
Roger, follow the traffic. Number 2, get up 61.
That turn coming. Just because I don't want to get in line with the jet head on.
Have good chances.
Yeah, not exactly ideal. Get that turn coming. Dark shower it out. Yep.
Number 81, Foxtrot, make a right turn at Delta taxiway, no delay to Delta, please.
Okay, coming out. And that's another way, 81 Foxtrot.
Straighten up.
Yep. And contact 1.6, thank you.
Double take 81 Foxtrot.
And tires, actually fire, position complete.
Make another one, come all the way back to midfield, make it wide.
All the way back to midfield, left 360, S965.
Alright, so super wide, so take it all the way back out. Dump the power back in so we can come all the way back out and around.
Get up 61, traffic your follow, question number 2, runway 32, clear to land, follow that traffic.
Not a bald eagle?
Land 32,
I got something.
And Tower, helicopter 83, my plane is moving toward Alpha for east approach. Naples Tower, section 820 is, 32.
Pressure altitude.
Number 83, Mike Lima, Naples Tower, from out taxiway, clear for takeoff, eastbound is approved.
Alpha to the east station, my plane.
And Mike Lima, make the right turn for your departure at or below 1,000.
Right turn at or below 1,000.
Back, get back down.
Naples Tower, section 820, we're 3 miles outside of Putnam for the visual 32.
Exit at 820, Naples Tower, continue report a 5-mile final.
Exit at 820, continue, we'll report 5 miles.
At 612, right turn at Charlie, question number 3, if you got it, contact 1.6.
We're going to go to the answer to this one, we'll go to ground point 6, push 12.
Okay, sounds good, the end control there.
Will do, thanks. It's at 820, 5 miles.
Exit at 820, number 2, following traffic, 1 mile final, runway 32, clear to land.
Helicopter.
32, clear land, we'll look for that traffic on 1 mile.
You see that helicopter?
Exit at 820, slowest practical speed, couple departures farther up.
We should be able to be on our way. Yeah. Nice and slow. Square it out a little bit. Alright, now start making your turn. So now you're at least Alright, there you go.
Naples Tower Center 65 completed 360, joining back midfield right, 432. There's a jet.
Yep.
Center 65, join downwind, expand up our base.
Join downwind, you call my base. Air Center 65.
negative 61, right to turn at Delta taxiway, contact ground point 6, thank you.
0.6, get him, 61.
Alright, now we're going to probably slot it in behind this guy. Hopefully. Do a soft field landing on this one, okay?
So it's going to be
Touchdown, little more power than nose off. A little bit of extra power.
they're trying to do a wheelie, right? Kind of.
Not yet.
I'm just trying to keep.
5-5, turn base now. Center 6-5, turn base now. Runway 32, clear land, 2 departures prior to arrival.
Turning base, clear to land, 2 departures ahead of us. That's center 6-5.
Runway 25, diversion runway 5.
How far out are we? 2 miles. About 0.5.
55, take a Bravo, 0.3 mile per hour.
4.3 mile per hour, turn level.
Try to square this off.
November 1 to make them a holding short at Charlie 32. Where do you go?
Yes, I don't know if this is going to work, but... That's at 8.2, return, thank you, and contact 1.6.
Keep your turn coming, sir. Coming from 1.6.
I can already tell the spacing was botched. November 737 Romeo Tango, turn right on course at runway 32, clear for takeoff.
On course, clear for departure, runway 37, Romeo Tango.
We got that Romeo Tango, just fly westbound initially.
Westbound initially, Romeo Tango.
They're going to get those 2 departures out in front of us or not?
We got one on the roll. Pull some power here.
Just state your flaps.
Add a second one. Pull more power. Slow yourself down just for them.
Line myself up.
Yep.
That's
We're going to actually make this just a normal landing just because if we go wrong, we may cause a go around. I don't want to do that. Yep. Third flap on just in case.
And that's a displaced threshold, isn't it? So we gotta still aiming for those numbers rather than early.
Alright, so he's not getting the second one out, so it's on. Watch your speed. Watch your speed, keep that nose down. You want out to give yourself power. More power. More power.
825, take a Bravo, approaching 3 mile per hour.
Oh boy.
Let's
You gotta get off on Alpha. November 8-25, Tango Bravo, runway 5, clear line.
Clear line, runway 5, take a level.
Pull that power. This is one where we can't be long. There we go. Yep, there you go. There you go. Good. You're off on Alpha.
next brakes. Flaps down.
Center 6-5, right turn at Alpha taxiway, contact ground point 6, no delay, thank you.
Right turn it Alpha, no delay. That's center 6-5.
Yep, there's that jet.
How much on this center line do I need to be? Is that okay?
Typically normal and right away.
Come here.
Ground air 6-5, we're hit.
Center 6-5, Naples ground, taxi to ramp via Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha, that's center 6-5.
I think that's at 252, I'll be able to get you rolling here and,
Oh, okay. Woo! Yeah, I hit it. That was a little sketch. That's all I'm going to say.
Shit, 419.
Yeah,
I have a couple ahead of you on the seashells. If they get start being pushy and need you on the ramp, let me know and I'll have to put you somewhere.
Go back to your question. Center line, yes. So you see the first line, we really want to make sure it's in the middle. And typically you're correct. When you are exiting the runway, you want to use the center line. But in that situation right there, we kind of had to recognize, like, okay,
Get off the runway.
Get off the runway. Yep. You don't want to get close to the grass or clip it, but like you got enough space to where if you need to kind of cut a corner there, you can. It's all just kind of recognizing your surroundings. So if you're on a check ride, just stay on. You know, it's your runway. If it, you know, they will go around if they have to. So just stay onto it. But in that case right there, since you know we're together, he's got a jet coming in. We can't be on a runway. They don't want to make him go around. We can get off and kind of cut a little bit of a corner. So we just want to expedite that process. Yep.
And then we got off the runway, but we didn't quite get off the runway. We didn't pass the.
They had a plane coming right at us. So that's why he came out. I was like ground immediately. So then I switched over. I was like ground here.
Ground November 825 Tango Bravo is Alpha 5 going to the Naples aviation.
Yeah, that's all good.
825 Tango Bravo Naples ground taxi to parking.
Hey, you passed.
Alpha to parking. Well.
Oh man, I'm nervous.
6-5.
We're on this side down here?
I believe we were on the other side.
Oh, sounds good.
Where's the can at? There it is. Yep, other side, second slide.
My brain, I thought 6-0, and I thought makes sense we park next to that, but
We do, but it's just on the other side. Alright, shut her down.
okay.
Executive 252, can you make it over to Charlie 1?
Sure we can, he says you're at 2.
I can taxi to runway 32 via Charlie 1 Charlie. Expect a little bit more of a delay. I do have a couple